Run May, a name that's both new and familiar.
Sausage finders on sale now. I thought member 4, Pokakakamon, had gotten rid of most of the society members. I didn't have a lot of hope for this. Oh, look who's here.
You're back!
Of course! This is a summit between 3 geniuses.
It's a special time. All departments are preparing to welcome distinguished guests from the Genius Society. Madame Ronmei doesn't like fanfare and probably wouldn't appreciate a crowd to welcome her, so I asked the researchers to keep things simple.
I took her to see the portraits of the society members a few days ago. I wanted to have the researchers make one for her as well, but she declined the offer. I don't get it. Whatever, as long as she's happy.
I heard Miss Ronmei likes snacks and pastries, so I asked the researchers to prepare some traditional desserts from the blue. All of them seemed to tickle her fancy.
Of course! Go find her yourself. She borrowed the phase flame to do some research as soon as she got here. Haven't seen a trace of her since.
Miss Ronmei is the very image of a scholar. I heard she once took a little vacation on a desert planet. By the time she left, she'd miraculously created a boom in the local ecology.
She just wanted somewhere uninhabited to experiment with her life spiral system. Ronmei is certainly very talented, but she hardly interacts with anyone. She lives like a hermit. Pity. Anyway, what more needs to be said for someone smart enough to become Herta's research partner, Hurry up and head out! Huh? See if you can find her.
I'm not sure, but she doesn't seem to get around much. She spends most of her time between the master control zone and the railway platform. Maybe you can start your search there.
There's someone next to the railway platform. Could she be...
I have a feeling I hope I didn't startle you. This is a work habit of mine. Using touch to open my senses and letting the details of your biological, such as the basis of deconstruction and reconstruction. Do not be concerned. You are very healthy. In fact, impeccably so. Oh, really? I expect the views here had me lost in thought. I don't usually go in and out of the space station, and only discovered today that it was blessed with such calm, open views. It is a wonderful fit for the sweet fragrance of lotus leaves, plum blossoms, sticky rice, and frosting sugar. Come here. Look, the blue planet is directly below us. It is so full of life. This dessert is very delicious. Here, take half. You don't like it? I worked very hard on it. You should at least have a try. Delicious desserts remind people of how flowers look when they bloom. Ingest this dessert one bite at a time. I hope you like it too. So, what do you think? I can certainly prepare more for you. It becomes an outstanding dessert. 10 grams of cubed sugar, 1 dried and salt-preserved plum blossom. Baking and cooking are the same as nurturing a universe. The heat must be... Unfortunately, there are still too many people in the space station. The clamor is not fitting for desserts. By the way, do you remember what my research is about?
No. My research area is short stories about toilets. Huh? What's going on? What am...
I see. What a cute hobby. But remember, the next time something like this happens, it's crucial to mask your expression until you'll be full of weaknesses that others can... Let's try again. Now, what...
The dessert was tasty. I would like more. Why can't I say...
You have quite the... Come and have a walk with me. As the masses depart, there's an enveloping calm here. Just like in the no man's land I've ventured to in the past. Can you imagine a completely lifeless world? From there, you can glimpse the stars that lie at the very edge of the horizon. Following its celestial trajectory, the Great Teal Star illuminates an endless sea of white across both the sky and land. My mother and I navigated calm glaciers, looking for signs of life on that world, and encountered many bizarre phenomena. It was like finding the single correct piece in a mountain of jigsaw pieces. The process was convoluted and unimaginably difficult, but it was... My apologies. It appears my words have left you perplexed. Please, don't be on edge. A few days ago, I made my interest in you known to Herta. My intention is for you to serve as an assistant. Based on our interactions within the simulated universe, I firmly believe you fit the... I find extending trust beyond myself is challenging. Therefore, I added and treat it as a layer of protection. This will shield my research. I can also reward you as compensation for being my assistant. I will fulfill your every wish. Then I'll grant you even greater rewards. When I first arrived on the space station, I borrowed the phase flame from Herta. It's an invention of member number 29. A surge of creativity led me to explore the cultivation of... In my imagination, these life forms would be a new variety that are born as geniuses. I plan to name them after Lambda, member number 8 of the Genius Society. I don't know where it went wrong. They possess their own sentience, but are nowhere near geniuses. Moreover, my free-range approach seems to have backfired. I do not wish for Herta or Asta to be involved. This has nothing to do with them. Besides, the more people involved, the more problems there will be. The researchers are still treating these entities as visitors. I want to steer clear of making my presence known. I entrust this to you. Once the little life forms are collected, simply find a proper place for them. The researchers in the
All remains as it did yesterday.
Welcome to Turner Space Station.
What? A place where the space station stores. Why would anyone want to know that? Wait, I'm not doing any private business on the space station. I have absolutely... I'm not hiding anything at all. You're the sneak. I won't talk to you if you don't...
I'll solve the space station's problems. So, I really can't...
Oh, that. You've got pretty good contacts if you know that already. The space station... If you want to solve the problem, go check out the store.
Subject finder.
There's so many people. This seems to be the place.
Hey, guess what I got my hands on? Word on the street is that this is the downgraded version of Ron. It says 10 carats of ingenuity, 1 ton of practice, 30 particles. Let's give it a shot, shall we? First thing. We need to add some other. And now we mix them together. Wait! Yikes. Take a look at what you just called.
Molten cheese tart is the best. It's out. What's our slogan again? 1. Stop complaining. Change your attitude. 2. Energize yourself. Increase.
Our creed. Oh, praise be! You don't know? Molten cheese tart is Madame Ron May's top fan. This is how it preaches. Since you're so interested, you need to plaster hearts wherever Madame Ron May has been. If you're sincere enough, the Honorable
So this is the little life form Run May made?
I am humbled to meet the molten. What are you frozen in place for? Oh, you don't understand the honorable tart that...
Wakaka! I'm a genius among geniuses. That was way too...
Oh, Molten Cheese Tart says... Molten Cheese Tart says, does Madame Ron... Molten Cheese Tart says, Madame Ron still has not recognized me as a life form that passes the... There's a kind of attachment reserved for the creator. To the world you are... Hey, you! Yes, you! Don't you have anything you want to say to Molten Cheese...
You heartless dessert. I almost forgot. I can't say anything about...
You! Shh! Oh, the Honorable Molten Cheese Tart may have a crispy exterior, but it's working so hard just to get Madame Ronmay. You see, the Honorable Molten Cheese Tart has always been... They both hope to receive Madame Ronmay's recognition and have been working so... Of course! It's not like we... all the ones who came in to stir up trouble have been converted by us. This is called conceptual. It's genuinely puzzling. Despite Molten Cheese Tart's remarkable love from the creator to her creation, familiar love? I don't know. Expecting me to understand love is like asking me to map the... Remember, as long as love is your compass, you're on the right track. And in the one... That depends if... Oh? The...
You're here. Herta called Screwlam and I to the space station to discuss some important topics. She also sent an invite to Steven, but he didn't reply, and Herta didn't seem to want to wait any longer. And now, I wish for you to attend this meeting with me. I don't want Herta to worry herself over these frivolous... Just in case, I want someone who will be on my side. In other words, you help me. It'll be easy. All right. There's... Herta called Screwlam and I to the space station to discuss some important topics. She also sent an invite to Steve, and now, I wish for you to attend this meeting with me. All right, let's go.
Hi, Ron May. I've been waiting for you. Oh, you're here too? Looks like you two have become quite friendly.
It's good to see you, madam. Affirmation. This reunion has happened earlier than my calculations predicted.
Though you weren't invited, I welcome you to remember this historical moment. How long has it been since 3 geniuses were in the same room together? And how long will we have to wait for it to happen again?
Affirmative. Discounting our discussions on the simulated universe, our interactions are scarce. I look forward to the innovative ideas that may emerge from this juxtaposition of minds.
Let me get straight to the point. I think it's time to find another partner for the simulated universe.
You wish to kick Steven out?
No, of course not. Steven doesn't want to get involved and voted to abstain. Oh, whatever. Look, I respect the way people want to live, but he doesn't have the chance to be involved in this decision-making anymore.
Question. Are we introducing a 5th partner for the simulated universe?
Yes, a 5th genius. The reason for our gathering is clear to everyone present. What else could prompt such a gathering of brilliant minds except for the answer? No one can refuse the secret of the eons. Not even Xandar. We'll definitely get a...
What if the responder is Polka Kakamond?
That'd be great! Hey, Lord of Silence, are you listening? I'm member number 8.
It's unlikely we'll hear from Polka Kakamond. She's been off the probability. Member number 64, Dr. Primitive, may...
That's a hard pass. Given Dr. Primitive's shady research practices and his tussle with the Galaxy Rangers, the IPC will surely turn this into a media circus. He can get lost. I'd prefer it if the simulated universe remained scandal-free. What about you, Chingtu? Are you still in touch with her, Ronmei? Is she still alive?
Can we ask her to leave if we are to discuss this topic? The process will be long and boring. There's no need to take up other people's time.
Of course! You brought her in, after all. It's up to you.
All right. Let me walk you out.
And what the heck is this?
Seems like a programming error.
Oh, this fragment of Ronmei. Have you seen...
The simulated universe is my home. I'm speaking nonsense again.
It's probably a nice...
Fine. I'm used to turning a blind eye to these things. It makes...
I probably will.
All right, I agree. As long as it helps you with your research, you can do whatever you want.
Come along. I'll see you out.
The air in the space station has a pleasant quality. Affirmation. Knowledge flows within it. Dr. Primitive's true identity is not known to me. His previous transgressions against humanity lead some to conclude he may be an inorganic entity. Affirmation.
What's wrong? You're not leaving. Female wears a fashionable scarf. I find her rather fascinating.
It appears I was overthinking things. Impulsive behavior is pretty characteristic of her, after all. Thankfully, it was just a minor scare. Still, meetings give me such a headache. It seems I'll have to stay put for a while. I see that you've recovered the life form in the master control zone. No, you misunderstand. While Herta is tied up in meetings, you might find it more convenient to roam the space station. There are some things that I must tell you now. If I wait for the meeting to finish, then it might be too late. The retrieval of my life forms isn't complete yet. There's more than just one, and some are stored in a sealed zone. Herta uses that place to welcome visitors from across the stars, or to welcome members of the Genius Society. However, due to the Legion's invasion, it is no longer open to the public. And now my headache is stored there. There's much you don't know about the space station, and even more about Herta. But there is some information I can give you. That place is also used to welcome non-humanoid visitors, and as a shuttle that connects to outer space. I'm giving you my access card. Give me your hand, and I'll input your fingerprint into it. Stay vigilant, Assistant. Should you come across a threat you can't handle, just alert me. I'll come to your aid no matter what. Remember, there is a giant incubator in the middle of the zone. That's where my headache is stored. Once you're back, come find me on the railway platform. Then you'll understand everything.
What would a sealed zone look like? What's up with this unit?
Buzz. Madam Herta opens a high-risk zone. Buzz. Service permission status. Madam Ron May. Class 1, many esteemed guests. Storage for Madam Herta. Madam Ron May's welcome. Buzz. Basement 1. Basement 2. Corridor. Welcome. Visitor. Conclusion. Assessment. Suggestion.
planning for the phase flame is fascinating. Unfortunately, before the research could be completed, it vanished. The growth status of the 2 samples this time is promising. I incorporated personal taste preferences into the concept, but I'm uncertain about the outcome of such an action. They simultaneously possess 2 sets of emotional traits. They are at once cute, weak, sentimental, and sensitive, yet are also fierce, instigating, demanding, and confident. Interestingly, they also possess a kind of inclination, a yearning.
Huh? What's that sound out there? This is the headache Runmei meant. It's just a different flavor. I'm not one of Runmei's recognized works. Too much negative energy. Don't like negative energy. Why? What? What's that noise? Follow. I need to find a place for this little one. That sound seems to be.
World-cleansing dragon. The consequences are mine to bear. Rising dragon.
You won't get away.
The strength of heaven's rise. The consequences are mine to bear.
The final days that member number 23 at Cha spent in the mechanical city showed me that even the longest of lives, such as hers, have a limit. I'm now certain that the outcome of this cultivation is failure. Life can exist in thousands of different forms, which means the form itself has no purpose. These life forms are very advanced in their own I'm starting to feel lost. Perhaps the question, what is the essence?
You're here too? Seems like this is the other end of that one-way path. I never imagined there'd be so many of them. Are you telling me to keep going?
Life is countless and varied in form. I firmly believe in that. Its beauty is like a myriad of flowers, and I want to pluck the one that never wilts. The patterns of all things always have complicated. Ever since I was a child, I've always delighted in observing aspects of microscopic creatures. I wish to discover the true essence of life, something that all individuals possess unknowingly. To avoid blind faith in science, I cautiously raised a query. I thought of one life form that would truly lie beyond my reach, and that is...
Sounds fitting. Stay here for a bit. Did something just open?
Permissions granted. Select from the below services. 1. This function has been...
Is this?
I thought of one life form that would truly lie beyond my... And that is... I cannot comprehend. Scholars view them as the executors of the Eon's power. So, when did it begin? And at first, I tried to create a genius. I failed. That question has no solution yet, and however, erudition isn't the only path in the universe. If we set logic aside, of course there's hazy Rhonda. I was able to see the beginning and end of the swarm disaster through this. It is a logical decision. I will certainly... Will Herta and Screwlum like this experiment? I must hurry my work, as well as find a...
Permission granted. Select from the below services. Permission granted. But
that sounds coming from above. There's someone in the distance. Who is that?
Genius move. And how will you counter it? Only an idiot would ask such a question. Just move this here. You look distressed. Something the matter? If that's the case, you better get thinking.
Are you waiting for a sign? Time is ticking. Descend via the elevator. Have you considered whether the answer to your question will be of any relevance to our current predicament? If a question is of no help, then never mind. Allow me to clarify something. I know exactly. My goals are roughly. That's all you need to know. Because I can't bear to see idiots. Of course, they wouldn't want to see me either. The real Ron May's creation is hidden in the giant go. Take the elevator.
Yet again.
This is huge. The space station has an area this big?
Creature was unable to sustain its own existence and vanished as if it had never been born. The threat is over. Time to get going.
here? I need to get some answers out of Runmei. Hey.
The meeting of geniuses is over. As for the future of the simulated universe, that conclusion isn't important. You look upset, correct? I regret my actions. There's no defending what I've done. Time and again, my experiments have fallen short. I made a clone, but it doesn't hold a candle to the emanator. Exactly as predicted. Restrained by time and place, its code of life could only be considered an incomplete attempt. I managed to replicate the moment it was born. Like every living being, it inevitably faced its demise. However, even the briefest life should have meaning. I want to know the limits of its capacity. And it was a minuscule step. Just I did say that if a danger proved too great for you, I would personally step in to confront it. I must admit, I'm not fond of scenarios where everything aligns perfectly with my expectations. An experiment should have its unforeseen twists. That's where the joy lies. Even the most predictable storylines can have their pleasant surprises. I have to admit that these little ones born, I see a human-like response in them. It is a concept completely. Emotions may be either positive or negative. However, the love rooted in the depths of their heart, and they're still a long way from becoming geniuses. And that being said, do you believe my actions were wrong? There's no need to tell me your answer. Do I seem irresponsible? The effects of the anti-truth serum, after all. Over time, if I do not want a secret revealed, the most foolproof way, it won't take effect immediately. It is a slow and tangible. Perhaps you'll remember someone performed selfish experiments on the space station, but you will no longer remember their identity. Perhaps we'll meet in that way. The connection between life forms will be erased. It will make our lives... Thank you. Screwlum will stay on the space. Do you still remember the No Man? I miss member number 55 reaching to sometimes. I hope I won't meet member number 4 Polka Kakamond. That would be quite troublesome. Who knows when the next gathering of geniuses will be? If fate allows and you're interested, though I suppose it wouldn't be No Man's.